Montauk, New York. A beautiful September day. We're taking a ride out to a place called Camp Hero on Montauk Point. Well, this is a most beautiful place. We're on top of a very high bluff. They want me to stay 25 feet back from the edge, and I think I'm gonna take their advice. I was down that way this morning taking pictures of this bluff. I think that's about 25 feet. We don't want to get any closer. So this is a trail leading from the parking lot. Looks like it might be drivable too. If you see up in the distance, that's an old radar tower. One of the conspiracy theories was that that's part of some kind of a mind control experiment back in the 40s, 50s. It's all part of the Cold War. Then there were also theories, conspiracy theories, that they used psychotropic drugs on military to test it. We've all heard those stories before. It's an absolutely glorious day. We kind of deserve it. We had some bad weather yesterday, so I was kind of running between the raindrops. Today, bright blue sky, puffy clouds. 71 degrees last time I checked. The sun is strong, but the minute you get out of the sun, you get a chill. Oh, this is a bit of a desolate road. Maybe I should have brought a survival bag with me. Just hope I don't live to regret that. All right, this is the first little structure that I run into. I'm not gonna go too deep into these weeds. It has the look of a sentry post on a lonely road. This looks like a fishing access point. There's a fisherman. Or two. Rocky Beach. It's a piece of concrete bunker in the middle of the water out there. Way off in the distance is Block Island. Nice spot. You gotta watch your step around here. There's a lot of holes, boulders. There's no place to want to get hurt. Okay, we can keep following this path. These must all be permitted parking sites. Using the little access point. Let's have a look. Oh, someone's got their doggy here. Everyone's trying to hook a striped bass, but from what I understand, the water's too warm. Camp Hero is a former military base in Montauk, Long Island, New York State. Since it was given to New York State Office Parks and Recreation Historic Preservation in the 1980s, the State Park Office has been conducting studies designed to help identify the type of recreation use appropriate for the camp. Currently, Camp Hero is designed as a limited access public park, but it has many uses in the past 200 years. including as a Revolutionary War cannon practice site. During its history, there have been two major military uses for Camp Hero. In 1942, it was established to serve as a coastal defense installation during World War II, the big one. With 600 enlisted men and 37 officers stationed here at its peak in 1947, the camp was placed in inactive status and was demilitarized in 1949. In 1951, the U.S. Air Force began using the Camp Hero site for anti-aircraft artillery, AAA training, which continued. I think I'm going to pass up on that one. It's probably just another view of the bluff. Why is the Corps doing a study in Camp Hero? Due to the camp's past military use, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers conducted an investigation designed to determine the presence and the extent of possible unexploded ordnance, UXO, items, and planned for future removal of ordnance. This one looks a little more inviting. Let's go have a look. Boy, it was kind of tiring reading that while I was walking. More little hiking trails going off into tick country. I don't think so. What I'm on, I'll show you the map, is a circular structure in the park right up against the bluff. They give you no explanation as to what this circular structure is or was. There is looks like a television antenna and a solar panel here. Oh, this is for keeping track of migratory bats. All right. Holy radio frequency, Batman. World War II. It's an old radar installation. It's also used for a mind control experiment across the east end of Montauk. That's why everyone's a little nuts out here. Just kidding. Love you. Lots of information here. Nice little pamphlet on unexploded ordnance. And they give you a nice map to work with because you really need one here. It's not as big as it seems when you get here. Nice walking. Thank goodness for this breeze. We get a good 15-mile-an-hour breeze coming off the ocean. It's just beautiful. I would imagine this is Bug Kingdom. That's where we started from, I believe. Yep. Okay, that's the circle, the unexplained circle. Definitely sounds alien related to me. You know, circular, it's where they land the ships. There's probably a big door under there that opens up into a big old complex. Doing anal probes on the weekends. Happy Halloween. Unexploded ordnance. Oh, look. That's where I put my bathroom sink. Camp Hero State Park. Park closes at sunset. No vehicles beyond this point. No camping or fires permitted. Dogs must be on a leash at all times. And yet here I am walking all by myself. Rough. Okay, this is Colonel Dunn. Colonel Dunn's Road. I like it because it's shady. See, my mom always told me to watch out for signs like this. All right, we've got another structure here. Possibly another sentry post. Take a look on the map, see what it calls it. A well house. Ah, where they get their drinking water. That's the funny thing about an army. You think it's all bullets and uniforms, but without water, there's no fight. Most important building on the property. Oh, there's the big radar installation. The United States Air Force established its first radar at Montauk Point in 1948. In the years that followed, Montauk Air Force Station was home to a variety of surveillance and height-finding radar that guarded the New York City area against a surprise attack by Soviet bombers or missiles. Thank you, Air Force. Today, Montauk AN/FPS-35 is the only intact example of a large frequency diversity radar left in the United States. That is the AN/FPS-35 radar installed at Montauk in 1960, so they can control everybody's mind on the east end of Suffolk County. That's just a theory, though. It moves every so often, they say. Property of the state of New York. Area closed to the public. Violators will be prosecuted. The first conspiracy is that someone put the sun right behind the radar installation, so I can't get a good shot of it from here. Oh, this is the official politician's plaque for the park, Camp Hero State Park. Ah, our good Governor George Pataki. I met him once at a meet and greet up in Old Westbury. I never wanted to turn back time more than I do these days. Give my left arm to be back in 1982. So I could do it all over again. Alright, this looks like a bunker that they sealed up with concrete. Battery 113 is what it's labeled as. Now there's a hiking trail on the other side of this that I'll take on the way back. I guess you get a better view of it. Abandoned military buildings. Behind it is the water tank. Give you a better look at it. This big old concrete water tank. Curious to see what's inside there, huh? Not me. Okay, Colonel Daniel Wolf Road. Another picnic area. A lot of nice spots for a picnic. And while you have lunch, you can look for some unexploded ordnance. It's like a scavenger hunt. Alright, we're getting into the thick of the base here. Right in front of us is what's called the exchange store. That's where all the Army guys got their stuff that they needed. And on the other side of this little plaza, try to stay in the shade, is a building called the Gymnasium. I guess it goes far back. You know, everything's got big signs on them. Danger, do not enter, closed to the public. Let's get a closer look. There's a sign. The U.S. Army commissioned Camp Hero in May 1942 as a coastal artillery installation to defend against German ships, particularly submarines. Batteries 112 and 113 each contained two 16-inch guns. Battery 216 was equipped with two 6-inch guns. The base housed 600 enlisted men and 37 officers and was guised as a seaside fishing village. I wonder if that fooled them too. The fire control and observation stations, for example, were designed as cottages, complete with artificial wood siding and painted on windows. The gymnasium building in front of you was constructed to look like a church and is all the remains of Camp Hero's original downtown. In 1947, the U.S. Army deactivated Camp Hero and its coastal artillery was subsequently removed the following year. Radar was installed at Camp Hero in 1951. Part of the base was transferred to the Air Force for an anti-aircraft control and warning station. During the 1950s, anti-aircraft artillery provided the last defense against Soviet bombers, and the base was used extensively as a live-fire training range. In 1960, the Air Force constructed the radar as part of the nation's air defense network. The Montauk Air Force Station remains active until 1982. So this is downtown Camp Hero. It was built to look like a fishing village. That's really funny. Okay, across this field here is the Army barracks. It's where the boys used to crash. And again, do not enter building. It is dangerous. It's probably just as dangerous for the guys who lived here. And behind the barracks is a dining hall. Now, this is the dining hall. Now, I don't know what I like less, the harsh language or the fact how they spelled it. Maybe it had something to do with the drugs that they were giving him. The bowling alley, and I forgot to bring my shoes.
That's a bowling alley?
Yep. Well, it looks like it might be dangerous. This is just too inviting. I have to go up these stairs. Goes to the back of the gymnasium. Yep, back of the gymnasium. And this was supposed to be designed to look like a church to fool the German intelligence. There were a lot of spies on Long Island. That's a fact of the matter. We were actually attacked by a German U-boat that dropped spies on Long Island. And it's a very rarely talked about story in history. I'm pretty sure they were captured and executed. Rightfully so. Okay, let's see where we're going next. Okay, that building is the commissary building. And we're looking for bunker number 2, which should be right across the street from it. You wouldn't put a bunker right out in the open, would you? It's got to be in here. I see some concrete there. Oh, this is Tick City. Well, this is a fine place for a bunker. Got some concrete here. We got a little more over there. Some right in front of us. It looks like I'm standing on the entrance to the bunker. I'm debating on whether it's worth taking a walk down there or not. It surely doesn't look like it. It's just going to be capped like the other one that I saw. Yeah, that's bunker 2. Right there, that's the entrance. I don't think I need to see a slab of concrete that's on the front. Yeah, this was a bunker. They don't allow for graffiti here, I guess. That's one way to combat it, I suppose. Don't let it stay. This is the commissary building. This is as far out as I'm going to be getting at Camp Hero. Now we're going to be working our way back towards the parking lot. A lot of walking in this park. I'm kind of kicking myself for not bringing along my bicycle, but a lot of the trails don't allow bicycles, so I guess it's for the best. Okay, right ahead of us is the Battery 112 trail, which should give us a view of Battery 112. Battery 112, you're now looking at Camp Hero's Battery 112, which was completed January 24th, 1944. The battery contained 2 Navy Mk2 M1 16-inch guns capable of firing 2,240-pound shells more than 25 miles to counter the threat of invasion of German U-boats targeting ships coming out of New York Harbor. These guns were placed on M4 mounts, which had thick armor and had an improved mechanism for handling the ammunition. Following the war's end, the guns and their supporting machinery were dismantled and sold for scrap. And that's what she looked like. That's what the shell looked like compared to a sailor. I think the sailor's gonna lose that fight. This is what we're looking at. The photograph of a sailor standing beside a 16-inch shell and a bag of gunpowder. The powder charge varied depending on the range the shell was to be fired. 6 110-pound bags, or 660 pounds total, was a typical charge for these guns. Boy, that's a lot of gunpowder. Look, there were no trees here at all. That's amazing. Now it says I'm looking at it. I don't see it, but I'm assuming it's here. It's just that hill right there. I see something through the woods. Ah, there's a bunker entrance right there. What did I see over here then? I guess the bunker would have 2 entrances. Wouldn't want to be trapped. Just like Battery 113. It's all sealed up with a concrete slab. Again, a lot of concrete here. It looks like it goes underneath this hill, and there's another exit or entrance, depending on which way you're going, I guess. It's beautiful in here. Very cool. A lot of walking. This is the other entrance to Battery 112. Again, sealed up tight as a drum. Someone must have made a fortune on that scrap, huh? Oh, my goodness. Here's the battery. We just saw the entrances. This is a surprise. I didn't think this was going to be here. Wow. And that's where the guns were mounted. That means the German Navy was out there. Well, that's formidable. That must have been some project. Beautiful trail. Oh, we're following red markers. Good. What does it say? New York State trail system. All right, we're not lost. I can feel that we're getting closer to the ocean. I can feel the breeze picking up. I know the helicopters fly right along the coast, and I'm hearing a helicopter. We'll be back. There's the other side of the battery. Ooh, there's the sign. Let's go have a look. All right, this looks familiar. Yeah, we read this sign. This is battery 112. That's a lot of firepower. Take out a big ship from a long distance. Very accurate. Okay, this is the end of the battery 112 trail. There's a nice clean shot of the radar tower. I'll have to grab a still of that. Not on the map. It makes me more curious than if it were. They keep calling these unknown buildings water pump houses. I guess water is important, but that's like the fourth one that I've seen. That might be code for something. Like that's where the aliens stay. What do we got here? The United States Air Force established its first radar at Montauk Point in 1948. We read this one already. There's some cool visuals. What should look like. Okay, let's hit the road. We're working our way back towards the parking lot now. There are a few more things to see along the way. Battery done. Battery 113. Construction of Battery 113 began on March 23rd, 1942 and was completed on June 5th. On August 10th, it was renamed Battery Dunn in honor of Colonel John M. Dunn. The battery contained two Navy Mk2 M1 16-inch guns on 4-inch mounts over 600 feet long and made of reinforced concrete. Battery 113 represented an evolution in design of coastal gun emplacements. Prior to the 1930s, coastal artillery was largely unprotected against enemy fire, relying instead on dispersing guns. By the 1940s, however, the Army began to encase the coastal artillery positions in concrete to protect the guns against aerial attack and shell fire from ships. The bunker was self-sufficient with its own power, water, and ventilation systems. On February 7, 1947, Battery 113 was placed on inactive status, having never fired its gun in hostility. That's a total success. Two 16-inch guns were removed from the bunker 2 years later. Let's pray to God we never need them. Alright, we're walking down the Battery 113 trail heading back towards the parking lot right now. It's a little after 5 o'clock. I'm looking forward to getting back to camp, making some supper. We're gonna have a nice campfire tonight. Keep following those orange arrows. Here's a nice trail. It seems like an old trail. Makes you wonder who might have walked this path before us, huh? Looks like we're crossing a little stream. A mud patty. Yeah. Thank goodness for this wind, or I would be covered in bugs, I bet. It really is getting kind of thick. But I'm still following the markings. Another little bridge coming up here. savor of time. Real thick woods. Well, this is something. It looks like they channeled water, either for water, agriculture, or for power. I'm not sure. It's all planked off all the way down through the woods. It's quite an effort for nothing. Must have been for something. Water is very important. All right. I'm no conspiracy theorist, generally speaking. I get a kick out of them. But it feels like I've been walking for a half an hour. And my clock says I've been walking for 5 minutes. Is it mind control? Is it time travel? I don't know. Just don't know. This trail seems to keep going. Ah, pavement. We found the end. Yeah, about 7 minutes to make that walk. I swear it was a half an hour. Whew, a lot of ups and downs. Battery 113 trail. Eat your Wheaties before you take that one. Whew. Check my map. We just came out of 113. Left and a quick right. I don't think so. We're gonna stay on the road. Yeah, there's a battery 113 north trail, which is going in the opposite direction that I want to go. So we're gonna stay on this paved road. Here's an interesting artifact to find on an Air Force base. Remember, they were trying to make it look like a fishing village. So they put ornamental lighting on the poles. Sneaky, sneaky. This is the road that we entered on. And this is the parking lot that we're parked in. Oh, thank goodness it's not a long walk from here. Apparently, this is a hot place to bring your RV. Spend the day with a beautiful ocean view. $8, it's a bargain. All right, there's one last view to check out. I saw a young couple having their photographs taken on top of this bluff this morning when I was shooting the sunrise over the lighthouse, which was gorgeous, by the way. I want to see where they were. I think it was over here. Now, all along here, it says the bluff is undermined, so you can't get within 25 feet of it. But I think we're okay up there, maybe. Yeah, you don't want to be there if that lets loose. There's the lighthouse, the tip of it. Ah, another circular pattern on the ground. Look at this. Now this is the guest alien parking spot. The big one on the other end was for the owner of the alien spaceport. This is for visitors. Maybe it's true. Maybe I'm crazy. It's not a tick, just a bug. I feel everything that's touching me right now. I'm heavily tick paranoid after walking through these woods. I'm gonna need a thorough checking when I get home. Yeah, I would say that couple was standing right there, and I wouldn't have brought them over this gate, but that's me. There's the Montauk Lighthouse from the bluffs at Camp Hero. There's obviously more in this park to see. I just don't have the energy. It's 5:24 and I want to get back to camp, start a nice campfire. I've got a New York strip steak to celebrate my trip to Montauk, New York. As if I need a reason to celebrate and have a steak. But I have one. There's the parking area. This pretty much concludes this adventure. I think we've seen enough. Here's to the heroes of Camp Hero, who gave me a lifetime of peace, security, and freedom.